We have my parents. Hey, there's
Yay!
Karen Silverstein,
Yeah,
John and
party.
Christy Kistler. There they come. Yay.
Yeah, Darren said, unfortunately, I think she's on the road right now. She's getting her big move to Hawaii.
She find her a place to stay. She was had
No,
put out the
no, she
bleach.
just knows she's gonna move there. She doesn't know where yet. And you know, it's the challenge of having 3 cats and 2 birds too.
Yeah, I saw her post about trying to find somebody and leaving it in God's hands. That we'll see what happens. But I liked her video that she posted of Chris Jericho's penthouse room on the Norwegian. That was impressive.
Oh, and you know, I haven't had a chance. Oh, I was gonna show that. And that's a picture I didn't upload. See, once again, we're prepared and ready to go.
Well, we are. You're not.
Well, just what we do it, you know, I got back and I was like, oh, okay, I can come back and rest a little because there was a little partying going on in Williamsburg. And immediately I got shown, I can't believe I didn't bring it up. Oh, well, an empty room with a can of paint in the middle of it. And wifey had another little project for me that I had to do it and get ready. So that's been fun.
So did you get it done? Is she out of
Yes.
town while you finish it?
No, this is right when I came back. Did she go out of town? Yeah, no, she stayed in town.
Oh, to supervise you to get the project done?
Yes. You think I need supervision?
Yes. You get very distracted very easy, Darby. So I'm sure she has to keep her eyes on you all the time.
Where's my halo? Oh, see my guys? This was part of the reason I thought I could come back and take a little bit of a rest from Williamsburg. Of course, Rob Wood, you know, walking encyclopedia on Western things. Me, Claude, Patrick. See, Claude and I had a lot in common. We both had little deers when we were young.
So now who was he? He was in Yeller? No, he was in the Yearling.
The yearling. He was also in with Pat's dad and Pat in Rio Grande. And yeah, when he was going to school with all the actresses and stuff, it was like Elizabeth Taylor and that whole fun thing. But he did some great Greek, they call it Greek riding, when you stand on the back of the horses and take off around at a full gallop and everything. And it was fun because the director made sure that they knew it was actually him doing it, you know, as a teenager, because they had a close-up of him and then he turned and ran and jumped right on the horse and took straight off. There was no cutting and certainly no guide wires and green screens and all this stuff they do today.
You fell and cracked your head open. You fell and cracked your head open.
Yeah.
Hey, Darren Hinton joined us. You
Oh,
lied,
yeah,
Darby.
they did join
She did
us.
join us.
There you go. Well, that's all Thanksgiving's about. You got your family on here now.
I do.
My
I have
family.
my parents tuned in, and speaking of that, we actually have a very special guest who wanted to pop in and say hello too. So let's see if we can get him to pop in here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Hannibal D. Goose. Woohoo!
Good evening, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving show. I just thought I'd stop in and wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. And I'm here at a rally. As you can see, a lot of my goose friends are behind me. I would call them my fine feathered friends, you know. But anywho, goose is not a Thanksgiving meal. And my in-laws are having goose on Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to let them know that turkey is the Thanksgiving official meal, not goose.
Are you
Although there's going
sure?
to be some turkeys at the table, I can tell you that.
You know, I think that might explain why I thought I saw you out front today, you know, coming to see if you were going to. Oh, Darby, you are so out of practice at this. Come on. Yeah,
Improvisation was never your strong suit, you know.
well, I thought I saw you on my lawn earlier today. And I
It's not
thought,
a
oh, there you
goose.
go. He's just gone on a starvation diet so that nobody wants to cook him.
No, that's actually my distant cousin, Les. Ever hear of Les Crane?
Oh, is that part of the Crane family?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, all right. We'll try to make sure that all the darlings and dudes out there pass along that goose is not on the menu on Thanksgiving.
It is not. And if it wasn't for
Every
Charles
other day of
Dickens,
the
it wouldn't be
year.
on for Christmas either. But
Well-
since Ebenezer Scrooge asked for goose, how much is that goose hanging in the window? And I don't think that's very funny, you know.
No, there's nothing to laugh at a good pate, that's for sure.
Well,
So
I
now
did-
I have to lay low from December 1st until the 28th.
And what are you hoping Santa brings you for Christmas this year? Hannibal?
A female goose. And this time when he brings it, I hope he puts some holes in the box.
Unless it is a Hallmark movie, I don't think Santa gets involved in our love life.
Well, you asked what
That
he
you
wanted.
mumbled, what?
Excuse me, I left him speechless.
No, I have feathers in my ear. I couldn't hear what you said. What?
You got feathers up your arm, and how are you doing, Ginger?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Hannibal,
Ask
you are a
me no
silly
questions.
goose.
I tell you no lies.
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to my in-laws out there because, you know, they'll be having goose on Thanksgiving, which I don't think is very cute at all. But anyhow, Diane and Bill, happy Thanksgiving to you, and Darby, you too, and everybody out there in TV land or whatever this is called land. You all have a very nice Thanksgiving because kickoff is in about 5 minutes, and I got to
Oh, now thank you for reminding me.
Goodbye, Hannibal. Thank you for checking.
Goodbye, Hannibal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hannibal D. Goose, the great grandson of Hannibal A. Goose, who is not in this episode we're about to watch, ironically.
How many people can get Hannibal to come on as a guest? I mean, you know, only the best for you guys.
Oh, my goodness. All
And
right.
you know
So,
what? And tomorrow is my old buddy Dan Haggerty's birthday.
oh, is it really? Wow.
So just something I've kept saying, you know, because Dan loved this stuff. So just for him, we'll be having a little moonshine in a jar.
That looked like it had settled a little bit. Did you mix something with it?
Oh yeah, just some peaches.
I was gonna say it didn't look very swashy. Hey, that looks like it came from Tennessee. Is that the old smoky?
Somehow the juice part's gone down a little bit, but
Mhm.
the fruit's still ripe in there.
Yeah, I bet it's ripe. It's super ripe. Just as you will be pickled when you start eating it, I'm sure. So anyway, so what else can you tell us from Williamsburg? Anything else? So did you get to go over and visit the fort and all that, or the?
You know,
town?
I really didn't get out that much. I had tried to make plans to see my grandson before and after, but because I was doing the movie in Kansas and it was so much backwards and forward, because I almost thought of, you know, just taking a car and driving first to Kansas and North Carolina and down. But when I planned it all out, it was like a 4-week trip. And that's kind of hard to do with everything that's going on right now. So I was just in and out. It was basically just for the festival. But it was, you know, it was a little fun. Got to go out a little bit and see the town, and but it was a lot of fun.
And I think you pinned a lot of new darlings. It looked like you had, well, 4 or 5 that posted pictures, but obviously there must have been some more, huh? So we welcome some
we
new
got-
into our fold.
We got some very fun. Darling, you know, I should probably explain this picture because I did post this one. This was from the first night. I had just gotten off the airplane, and I chose to come in a lot earlier than everybody else, because I rather, forget the traffic anymore, just get the airport, go. So I was early, but I had no breakfast. On the airplanes these days, they give you a couple bags of peanuts if you're lucky. Nothing. I got there, the hospitality was waiting for people that are arriving, everybody else 4 hours later. So I just went down to the bar and I ordered, and people were already starting to gather. And I ordered some food, but before that food ever made it to me, people were buying me drinks and celebrating. We were starting to have fun, and a totally empty stomach. That was an interesting night. Set the mood kind of for the whole weekend.
Is that the one that you posted your video from when you walked into the room?
No. That was a couple nights later. That was much more subdued. No, that one, yeah, it was fun. They had kind of a meet and greet event, which in the beginning, it kind of looked like a prom, because a lot of people sitting on one side, other people sitting on the other side, kind of looking, waiting to see, are you going to go ask her for a date or not? I mean, date. Oh my God, no. But then after a while, everybody started mingling and having a good time, and it was fun. It was really good.
And then I guess we haven't talked to you since, go ahead.
Pat is an inspiration. He gets up every morning and walks, and it was great. It was just a lot of fun.
So he recruited you to walk with him, or no?
Oh, no.
You met him at breakfast?
Yeah, that's about right.
And how did the shoot go? We haven't seen you since you went back to finish up your movie in Kansas either, have we?
I don't know, have we? That one.
Not formally, I guess.
That one, I love that. That was great. And they have a little bit more shooting to do in Texas. And then hopefully that'll be out sometime in the summer.
Oh, really? Did they give you any idea where it was supposed to run? Like, is it going to be on TV, at the theaters, streaming?
Distribution these days, I don't know that animal at all. I'm lucky to get in there and do my part.
And I saw that Christine Disselhorse was there helping you at your table. So that was nice. She came and
sat down the last day, and we had a great time. And she helped recruit some darlings too. And that was a lot of fun. And that's the day Eliza came. The young actress from Bill Tillman and the Outlaws that played my girlfriend in that.
Oh,
and
nice.
She came in and gave us a surprise visit. And boy, it was really great. Larry's been putting on this festival, I think it's 26, 27 years. And he just said this is his last one, but he's passing it off to a young guy, Martin, who I think is great. I consider him a good buddy. He's the one that found for me the lassie that Darren and my dad did.
Oh, really?
We should run that one night.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And both of them are in it, and Darren hadn't seen it. And so I was kind of a hero. And anybody that can make me a hero to my sister is a buddy. That's a buddy.
Is that true, Darren?
I'm sorry we can't bring Darren on and wish her a happy, although she'd probably...
She's on. She's traveling. She's probably on her iPad. I don't know where she's hailing from tonight.
She probably wouldn't appreciate me bringing her on camera without letting her know.
Yeah. Oh, but I have to give a shout out to William Munsell because he did help support. He pledged to help the Striper documentary. So it sounded like that got their full funding in like 7 days. So I guess that's happening, and they're still raising money, as well as Darren went on that cruise with Chris Jericho. And if you haven't checked out the little video she posted, you get to see an insider's look at what those amazing suites look like on the Norwegian. So it was actually a good plug for Norwegian cruise lines. I didn't even know they had rooms that big. It looked like the old fancy rooms from, I should say, on the Titanic, because that didn't last.
Yeah,
that's probably not a good comparison.
Not a good comparison, It's funny, on the way back, I haven't had a chance to see Captain, the movie about, going down in the Hudson. And I hadn't seen it, and I was scrolling through, flying back to see what movie. And I'm like, I wanted to see Tom Hanks' performance in this. I just haven't had a chance. And I started watching, this probably isn't a good movie to watch in an airplane. So.
Yeah, but they don't crash. They land on the Hudson. They don't crash in the Hudson.
There
Which he's
wasn't
very
much of a
clear to-
Hudson underneath me when we were where we were flying.
Let's see, what else we got? William Wenzel says, why does Hannibal sound like Rip Taylor? Actually, he sounds more like Ed Wynn. So it's supposed to be. Tammy said, Mr. Goose, perhaps you should be pushing ham. Except most people are pushing turkey, so. Love it.
Pushing
What's next
ham. Yeah,
surprises?
that's Hannibal. He's a pushing ham.
He is a ham. I was gonna say, oh, maybe that's it, but nice one, Tammy. Very punny. So today we also want to say, what are we thankful for? So it's been quite the year. And as Darby and I said, we've been doing these for a year and a half. You guys have been supporting us doing these shows. It was a year ago, July, we did our first one. So
Yeah,
we
you
do have
blew me away with
acquired
that when we
quite
were
the
talking-
list.
When we were talking about this and you said, didn't we do that last year? I'm like, we've been doing this a year. Thank you, Ginger, actually, for,
Time flies when you're having fun, Darby. That's what.
how can I not? When Hannibal with a feather up his ass comes and guests on my show.
Family friendly, family. Arse.
Is that
I
word
think you said
really not-
arse back
in
in
these
the-
days and times, is that word really one that's a
Yeah, I know, that's true.
no-no?
That's questionable. I don't know.
Oh,
We're back in the
everybody's got
1960s.
one, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
kind of hard to deny. There are
Opinions,
some out
yes.
there bigger than others, but anyway, yes.
But Matt, we're being positive. We're being happy and
We are.
positive and thankful for, whoops, let's see if I can do it right. Thanksgiving. I did that good.
I gotta say, it popped up from 6 years ago, a post I did. And it was commenting on how at the time reporters were saying, it was right after the election. No, see, then we wanted to get positive. But yes, be positive, be thankful. That's what I was trying to say then, but I don't want to do any of that. Yes, thankful and appreciative. Every religion, and one of the things I loved on the ship when I got to go around the world was study other religions and find other people's faith and where they draw energy and where they draw strength. And, being thankful, being in gratitude, taking that time out. A lot of that prayer before you eat is just so you stop and you're thankful. And yes, even biologically, it's good for you because it's good to have everything else slow down while you're digesting. But it's spiritually, it's wonderful. Especially today, everybody keeps focusing on all the negative and what isn't right and what's wrong and what could be. That's the worst. Let's really panic and get all about what could happen. Just take a few moments, especially during Thanksgiving, to be thankful and appreciative. I try to do at least 3, 5 is great, but at least 3 new things that you're thankful for every night before you go to sleep. Put you in a good mood to sleep and dream. The worst thing you can do is watch the news right before you go to sleep and put that into your dream. So just from now until Thanksgiving, for 10 days, just for 10 days, try every night before you go to sleep, just 3 things that you're grateful for. And if you really saw there's nothing I can be grateful for, 3 things that you could be grateful for. 5, do 5. That's it. Preacher Darby's done.
3 if you just want to get a passing grade, but 5 if you want an A++. That's extra credit.
Well, I started, yes, there you go. I started doing 5 to really get me into it. And it's 5 new things, just don't keep saying the same thing. Really think. And when I'm talking about, I'm thankful that I can get into a shower, that somebody managed to get water to my house, inside my house, and then took a gas line, very volatile stuff, and mixed it together so I can have the perfect temperature water. Something you do every day, but you just stop and are you thankful for? So that's what I'm talking about. You find little things like that. Thankful that that you have a car that works or something. All right, Ginger's laughing.
Well, no, I was gonna say
We're
all
outta here.
the things you can be thankful for. You picked
and
the
the next
shower.
coming from.
I was gonna say you can be
Pete.
thankful for the guy who gave you
That's it.
moonshine.
So 5 things. So I started out 5 things. I've been doing it for so long that three I get right in that mode of relaxing and being grateful and appreciative. I can do it with 3. I can do it with 3.
So you can give us one at each break. So one now, one at the mid, and one at the end. That's your 3.
I'm thankful we have all these darlings and dudes. Maybe we should turn this show on. Maybe we should, before they're like, oh, I didn't know it was one of those times. We should view a very fun Daniel Boone Thanksgiving.
Now, what do you remember about this episode? Anything? Has it been a while since you've seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's true with all of them, but every once in a while. Because you're in this quite a bit. I didn't realize you were in this so much.
Oh, so you've seen it.
Well,
I know I
skimmed
have.
through it, but I
I know I have a studio still. Me and the turkey. I believe Fest in Cincinnati, because it says a Thanksgiving story. You know, Daniel Boone and all that. I'll see if I can find it during the break. But I remember because I run across that picture every now and then.
Now, John McIntyre, is that his name? John. That's the one who was in
Dallas-
Wagon Train.
Dallas McKinnon?
No. The one who plays the grandfather is in
I
this.
don't know. I haven't seen it.
You'll recognize him. He's on Wagon Train. Somebody can certainly tell me this. He's a recognizable name.
What is in the show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You haven't looked at, oh, you're killing me, Darby.
well, what was I going to read the guest list and go, oh, I don't want to see this.
I know it's fun when it's a complete
yes.
surprise, right?
Listen, until I saw that, you know, I put away when I became a man, I put away childish things. And they just showed that in the festival too. You know, I don't think I ever realized that I had bewitched his husband as my school teacher. You go, huh? He's the one that came in and took
Oh,
over.
right. Dick Sargent. I was confusing it with the George Goebel.
Yeah,
one
no,
or whatever.
he came in and took over for Dick York. But
He
yeah,
was
I
very
loved the
mean to you,
list.
too.
I watched it and it like never clicked it. Oh yeah, that was my school teacher. No,
Well,
he's
you
my
were-
pastor.
You were just a child.
He was
That's the one
pre-
with the deer.
Right.
Speaking of Claude German and the deer, see deer. So we all come full circle. Woo.
What a tie-in. Oh, Ginger, you're a pro. You are a pro at this.
Oh my goodness. All right. Christine Flint says, Darby, one of the things I am so grateful for is the time and joy you and Miss Ginger have been bringing to us for this past year. Love
Oh,
you. Oh,
thanks.
we love you too, Christine. Thank you, Brenda. John McIntyre. You'll recognize him from, I think, yes, it's John McIntyre or Lee J. Cobb.
He
think
would
John McIntyre is who I'm
yeah, he
thinking
would
of.
play Becky's father, right?
Yes, your grandfather.
There we
See how
go.
that works?
You know how cool that was? I had pictures. I kind of got in a little trouble sharing some of the pictures from the Kansas Plains. Because nowadays you never know what you're supposed to not. But the actual grandson, great-grandson, the actual great-grandson of the character I portrayed came onto the set and was watching this film. He spent 4 days
Really?
driving there because he heard we were doing this. He and his wife, they drove there. You know what? I say this and I will do it. I have pictures from the museum. It's not the set or anything, it's the museum. And so I'm sure I can show those pictures. But it was so cool. He came there and did that. And then he watched us film some of it. And afterwards, when I walked off the set, he came over and goes, I didn't know how emotional this was going to make me. It's really, so that was very cool. I'm sorry, we're talking about grandsons and stuff. That was very cool to have somebody actually there of the person I was portraying.
So he had the family legend had been passed down. So he had heard, or was he part of them putting this whole thing together? Like, was he part of
he wasn't part of putting it together, but of course he was very familiar. I mean, the girls from this story that we're doing were nationally known. They were, it was a big thing at the time. So of course he knows the whole history. He spent time with his grandma, which would have been my daughter, and I think he was only, think he was young. He was only about 4 or 5 when she passed, if I'm got my story straight. But he knew her and stuff.
Huh. Well, that's kind of cool. Well, they should videotape them. They'll have something for the extras for when the DVD comes out.
If you had been there, Ginger, they would
I
have.
know. Yeah, I would have been
Now-
on that.
Are you trying to come to one of these festivals now, young lady? Like, you know, the
Oh, did you miss me at the festival? I almost tried to come to Williamsburg, but I've been editing a feature film for well, you met Isaiah. Isaiah worked on Scream Test with us. Oh, by the way, the video that Christine posted, thank you for mentioning Scream Test, even though that wasn't where that guy was going with it, but I was grateful that you remembered the name of our movie and were able to give us a plug.
Why did it look like I wasn't remembering the name of the movie?
Well, you could have just sort of knocked it down and then said, yeah, that's not the movie and moved on, but at least you went ahead and promoted it. Scream Test has been getting a lot of likes on Facebook, so it's out there somewhere. Somebody's watching it.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to come to Kanab next year. We're talking about that. Stacy's already pushing me to do that. So, but Williamsburg will be fun. I was trying to
And
get
there's the
my sister to
Memphis.
come with me.
There's the Memphis, which isn't called the Memphis Festival now. It's
Ah,
called
the Mid-South Nostalgia Festival. Yes, that would be fun. And then the Happy Trails one that Christine.
Happy Trails Virginia style.
Yes,
That's going to be a
Virginia
fun
style.
one.
I still don't know what the dates are on that. You need to update your website.
I did. Now I did, right? You
Is
told
that
me
one
that.
on there though? But is that one on there?
Yes, you told me about updating it. I went on. You're right. I do believe it's updated now.
That's where I say, I'm sorry, I was what? Oh, wait, you're not my husband. I'll have to. I don't hear that very often from him. So that's a habit. I'm kidding. Okay, well,
I think we should
digress.
put the show on now, Ginger.
Yes, I think we should. So the name of this episode is The Thanksgiving Story. How ironic is that? Its original air date was November 25th.
Hey, maybe we should do a theme around it or something.
Whoops, I was getting good at it. Thanksgiving Story. Its air date was November 25th, 1965. Its director was George Marshall, who I have a feeling we've heard his name before. He did a lot of stuff, and I know he did a lot of
Very
Daniel
big
Boone's.
director. Very big director. And he's the one that turned me into Israel from Nathan. He's the one that came up with the scene of the flaming arrow.
Oh, well, there you go. The writers were Dee Beauchamp and Raphael Hayes did the teleplay, and Melvin Levy came up with the story. And of course, if you're sitting there wondering, why does the name Dee Beauchamp ring a bell? He wrote Shootout at Medicine Bend that Darby's dad, Ed, and Darren were both in, where the lady fell and dropped her, swished her, and watched her dad get shot by an arrow. But there you go. So how ironic is that? It all comes full circle.
See, I'm impressed. I had no idea. I'm just going to sit back and eat my peaches.
Oh, this will be fun. So what we're going to do is I'll combine the first two segments. We'll cut it right in half, and then we'll come back at the end. So this first segment is 25 minutes and 50 seconds. For anybody who's new, obviously, if you could post your questions in the Q&A versus the chat, we'll make sure to check those and reference those. As always, we are thankful for all of you guys that tune in and have been tuning in with us since last July, and giving us your feedback and being sure to post on Darby's list. We're very grateful because his membership has more than doubled in the last year and a half. So that's even cooler. So like I said, we're very, very grateful for all of you guys and for your participation. So let's go ahead and get started with the Thanksgiving story. So we'll see y'all in about 25 minutes.
Come on, Becky, we gotta get to the fort. We ain't got a minute to lose. Now, you got plenty of blankets.
In a minute, I've got to get my mince pies.
Gabriel and his warriors are on the warpath, not 10, 15 miles from here, and you're worried about mince pies and turkey stuffing?
But it's Thanksgiving.
And the Choctaws are burning down cabins. Now, will you get a move on, woman?
Mama spent the whole day gathering these hazelnuts.
Well, they ain't gonna spoil. Just leave them.
Mama.
Now, don't you start coming in here looking for things to take along. Just stay out there. Now, we gotta head right for the fort.
But I can't find Israel. No place.
Well, I'm not leaving this cabin till I find Israel.
Well,
I'm
he
not...
might be at the fort already. Doggone a woman, he's no fool. He can hear that alarm bell just as well as us.
That's it, Mama. He must be at the fort already.
Well, sure he is. Now, come on, let's get started.
Well, I suppose that's where he must be.
Come on.
From a coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. What a boon, what a doer, what a dream come truer was he.
Well, looks like we'll get home for Thanksgiving after all.
Well, if nothing goes wrong, we'll get there with a day to spare.
Yeah. Sure seems like we've been gone an awful long time.
What's the matter, Jericho? Didn't you enjoy your stay in Salem?
Oh, I enjoyed it for a day or two. But to tell you the truth, Mr. Boone, I don't see why people want to live in a big city like that.
Well, I've wondered about that myself. Then I've been called uncivilized a few times, too.
Well, it's downright dangerous, for one thing. All those wagons and buggies moving around. A man could get killed just trying to walk across the street.
For my sentiments exactly.
Whereas you take this mountain country. Now here it's peaceful and it's quiet. Now I wonder what he's running from.
That's a good question. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Which way you headed?
Boonesboro.
Take my advice and turn back. Whole country's full of Indians.
Huh?
Choctaws. Gabriel's on the warpath. They burnt me out this morning.
Which way they headed?
Same way you are, west. That's why I'm going east.
Sometime you finish telling me about the peace and quiet in the country. Yeah. Hey, hey.
Hurry, Choctaws might be out there. Go all the way back in the back there with those whites. Hurry it up. Come on. Hurry. Where are you going?
My bonnet! I lost my bonnet!
You'll lose your scalp out there, and I'll get back inside.
Hurry it up, everybody. Come on.
Inside.
Hanby! Hanby!
Come on, everybody.
Wait here. I'll be right back.
Come on.
Oh, no, you don't, lady. Once inside, nobody goes back out. Don't you understand?
I can't find my husband. Hanby!
Oh, Himby, I've just left him over there in the tavern.
Should have known. Israel! Israel!
Calm down, will you, Becky? We'll find him.
He's not in the fort. I know he's
He
not.
must be. He's just hiding somewhere, that's all.
Don't worry, Ma. We'll find him. Come on, Cincinnati.
Don't worry, Becky. We'll find him.
We're closing the gate.
Israel! Israel!
No, you can't go out there.
Hey, let me go. My boy's out
Nobody
there.
goes outside.
Let me go.
Oh, no.
You want to do get yourself killed?
Lord help me. He's just a baby.
anyway. Makes your mouth water, don't it? That's a boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gotcha! Oh, drat! Doggone you! I'm gonna get the licking for being here. And I still won't have anything to put into Thanksgiving. This is your last chance. Grandpa Brian! Grandpa! I sure am glad it's you. I was scared it might be Gabriel.
Huh? The angel of death?
I don't know of any angel. This one's a Chalk the War Chief. I've been hearing about him at the fort. He's trouble.
Oh, that Gabriel, eh? Well, that's a natural enough mistake, lad. Seeing him wearing his clothes.
You mean these are Gabriel's clothes?
The very same. Presented to me by himself as a token of esteem and everlasting friendship. Timothy says if there's one race in the world that's likely to whip the Indians, it's the Irish. So let there be everlasting peace between us.
He said that to you?
He said that. Ah, well, here I am, talking along, and I'm interrupting your hunting.
Hey, Grandpa, did you bring your bag of tricks?
Never traveled without my tools.
Good. Then you can help me catch that turkey.
Old Nahum, huh?
Nahum?
Aye, it's an Indian word, a gobbler. You must want him pretty bad.
Thanksgiving time.
Mm-hmm. Your dad must be slipping. He was a fair to middling hunter himself, as I recall.
Pa ain't here right now. He went off to Salem hauling in some wagon freight.
Hauling in some freight, eh? Well, you're the man in the house in his absence, huh?
Well, I figured I'd get Ma a turkey. But now it looks like I figured too soon.
Well, you still up there?
For all the good it does.
You know, lad, I moved to give you a little advice. There are two things I've learned in a lifetime of peddling and trading.
What's that?
Well, the first is wait for the customer to come to you. And the second is wait.
You mean I've been pulling the string too soon?
You remember that and you'll be a rich man, which I won't, because I learned it too late and because of my soft heart. Well, let's bait your snare here, huh? Oh, you got to crumble it up, lad, see? You crumble it all up here and then mix it in with the dirt and the leaves, cover it up a little bit here, see? The customer always likes to dig up the merchandise, makes him think he's a step ahead of you. Then we'll make a little fence here so he'll come in alongside there and then we'll have him, huh? There. All right, now let's get behind the bush there and give old Nam all the time he wants.
Hey! It's Israel Boone!
What's the matter? Why are the gates closed?
You'll find out what's the matter, Israel Boone, when your mother sees you. Rebecca! Rebecca Boone!
What'd I do now?
Well, your mother must be here at the fort, lad. Let's find her, eh? Get on.
Hold on,
get
Indian.
He's not an Indian. He's my grandpa.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Well, I didn't recognize you in that getup.
What'd you do, Grandpa? Find a dead Indian just the right size and swipe his suit off of it?
He didn't swipe it off nobody. Gabriel gave it to him.
Gabriel.
Chief Gabriel?
That's right. As a token of esteem and everlasting friendship. Ain't that right, Grandpa?
Right.
Because he figured the Irish were the only race he could whip the Indians. Ain't that right, Grandpa?
Right again.
Gabriel gave you this?
You're soiling the buckskin.
Well, Grandpa, since you're such a good friend of Gabriel's, you could do this settlement a favor. Why don't you just drop in on those Choctaws and invite them over for Thanksgiving?
Well, I might just do that.
Yeah, you go right ahead and do that, Grandpa. And you'd be surprised how grateful everybody'll be. Especially them Injuns.
Israel? Oh, Israel, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Hey, Ma! Look what I caught!
Oh, and that's not all you're gonna catch. I told you not to go traipsing through those woods by yourself.
But I wasn't by myself. Grandpa was with me.
Father! Oh, how wonderful. What an outlandish outfit.
Well, that's just part of the trade, darling, part of the trade. Now, don't be too hard on the young one. He had his heart set on bringing you a turkey for Thanksgiving.
But there's trouble outside. There's an Indian war.
Indian war?
Chief Gabriel's on the warpath.
Gabriel?
You know, Gabriel, your friend.
Gabriel? Oh.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, darling. Everything's fine. Would one of you mind the mule? I have a need for a drop of spirits.
Sir, it's a pretty unhealthy situation. Burning down cabins, scalps, settlers. I tell you, that there Gabriel is a mean one, he is. And I understand that he is a friend of yours?
An elegant brand of rum you serve here. Might I ask where you do your buying?
From an import house in Salem. And I would be happy to buy some more if I just had a few paying customers.
Are you implying I don't have the funds to pay my bill?
Well, have you?
Heaven help the man who doubts a fellow human being.
I ain't asking no help from heaven. Now, you owe me for 3 mugs of rum. Now, all I want is to see the color of your money.
Well, I guess I'll have to put your mind at rest.
What are you doing?
Does that look like money to your greedy eyes?
Where did that come from?
From that bedraggled nest you call a beard.
Well, then I reckon it belongs to me.
Well, then there you are. Now that we're even, you can fill up the mug again.
Even? Well, he ain't even paid me for the last 3 yet.
Well, didn't you just take that coin I gave you?
Well, you know dang good and well I didn't.
Well, what happened to it then? It's plain I haven't got it.
You and your confounded tricks and lies. I don't mind telling you, I wouldn't even let you in this place if it weren't for... What's that?
That's a fight. the fighting's all over. Be gone, the lot of you. Get out. Go on. What be ashamed of yourself. Now, young fella, maybe you'd care to explain what started all this.
It was what he was saying about you.
Oh? And what was it he might have been saying about me?
He said you was a liar.
Oh, did he now?
That's what my old man says. That's what everybody in town's saying about you. He says you were nothing but a fake and an old windbag, saying Gabriel was a friend of yours and that you was gonna invite him to Thanksgiving dinner. That ain't true. Is it, Grandpa? Please say it ain't true, Grandpa.
See you lie your way out of this one, Grandpa.
I have no intention of it. I'll go see Gabriel the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
You think you'll really go see Gabriel?
Sure. And I'm the King of England. Come on.
Let's get you clean, lad, before your mother finds out you've been fighting. And I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't mention the incident to your mother, eh? Oh, hello, Becky.
I'd like to have a word with you, Father. And you go and wash, young man.
But it ain't dirty, Ma.
I said go and wash.
Well, maybe I could do with a bit of a wash myself.
Oh, no, you don't. I have something to say to you.
Oh. Well, what might that be, though?
What kind of nonsense are you spreading around here? You know as well as I do that no man in his right mind would go outside those gates and even speak to Gabriel, much less invite him into a Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, it's just a manner of speaking now.
Oh, and I know that manner.
You know, the lad has enormous faith in me, Becky.
Oh, well, he doesn't know you as well as I do. Father, I'm glad you've come. And I hope you'll stop your wandering and settle down here. But you've got to stop making a fool of yourself in front of people. And please, please stop filling that boy's head with wild tales and promises that you can't possibly keep. You did that to me when I was a child. Remember? Good night, dear. Sweet dreams.
Ma,
Yes, dear?
you think Pa's all right with all the midgets running loose?
Don't worry, honey. He'll be all right.
You say that because you got a lot of faith in him, don't you?
Of course I have.
You want me to have faith in him, too?
Well, I've always taught you that, haven't I?
I know. That's why we got to talk about it.
Talk about what?
Having faith and trust in people.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Well, you keep telling me and Jemima we got to have faith in our Pa. But you don't have any in yours. Why is that, Ma?
I don't think you're old enough to understand, dear.
I understand pretty good for my age.
Yes. You understand many more things than I thought you did. Well, you see, a long time ago, I had trust in my father, like you do in yours. And he failed it. That's the reason.
Just because he made one mistake, you don't trust him no more?
I suppose that's true.
I make lots of mistakes. You still trust me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Then why don't you trust Grandpa?
Go to sleep now, darling. Please.
You told me once that everybody needed somebody to have faith in them. So if you don't have faith in Grandpa, and he needs it, I guess I'm the one who's got to furnish it.
I'm glad you have it, darling. I'm sure he needs it very badly. Now go to sleep. Out of the mouths of babes.
Timothy Bryan, you're a foolish old man. The brain of a bird and the braying voice of a jackass. It's probably your last day on this mortal earth. But you'll not break your promise to a child. Hail and farewell. Goodbye, daughter. Someday you may understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I hope you do, because I don't understand it myself.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Caught me
Sorry.
off guard too. I was enthralled with your snuckering.
I know. I do some good snuckering in this, don't I?
Hey, you do. This is a good episode.
That's actually why I had to move it around, because I brought it over to the bigger screen, because this is a good episode. It's funny. I remember going into the fort with that turkey on that string. I guess I had to do it a number of times. At one point, I won't say I kicked the turkey, because that would be bad. I encouraged the turkey to go forward through the gates so we could get the shot over with.
That turkey did not seem very happy to be your pet.
Being led to dinner? No, I don't think it was. Can I ask you a question about my mother's hair?
Sure.
I mean, sometimes it's up and it looks like it would be a mile long, and then she, says good night to me, and it seems like it's short. I don't know.
No, she had a piece that was like hanging down the back.
She had a good hairdresser out there on the.
But on the frontier.
I gotta say, she really had somebody that was top notch.
Hey, ironically, the first time they showed that wide shot of the fort, the outside of the fort,
right?
I'm pretty sure that's the fort in Kanab.
Oh, it is. That is definitely the fort in Kanab.
Well, I need to screen capture that because that's the place we went and had the s'mores when we were there. It's a shell now, and I guess that one's burned, but it's the. And you could see the mountains behind it. So, I mean, I think.
If it wasn't for my family being there, I would have been there too.
What in the world was that? You having thunderstorms? Somebody just rumbled.
Sorry, that's modern transportation going overhead. I know. I should definitely hold on. I got to do something for this. I had a lot of fun with these guys, but Veronica sure wasn't in this one too much.
No, she wasn't. In fact, Grandpa didn't even hardly hug her. He just kind of walked by her. Barely. She wasn't Grandpa's favorite, I guess. You obviously were.
Yeah, or Fess either wasn't really.
And did you really pick that biscuit up off the ground and eat it? What the heck, Darby? Were you just not thinking when you just took a bite of it?
Starving actor, the stories of a starving actor. Come on, I'm on my knees.
Well, it was one thing when you pulled the biscuit out and took a bite and put it on the log, but then you put it on the ground, and then when you didn't catch the turkey, you took another bite and put it back down on the ground.
It didn't taste that bad. He wasn't eating it. Come on.
Oh my God. Do you remember that? Like, do you remember is any of this coming back to you?
I remember when I did go to public school, letting the water run red for a while before you drank it, when you were all hot, thirsty coming off of the playground. It's amazing we're still alive.
Well, God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt.
Maybe we're stronger because we were eating the dirt and being part of nature. They hadn't eaten a turnip or something, right? One of the other shows. And I already told you the first time they had me do beef jerky on the show, right?
I think we finally saw that episode, and we saw where you fell in love with your beef jerky.
Yeah, I ain't eating that shoe leather. What do you want?
But then you liked it. You were yum.
They had to send out for more. Are you kidding? I was like, oh, Israel's hungry.
Well, they really were starving you if you were eating the biscuits off the ground. I'm just saying. So were those beds comfortable? How did they make the beds? Did they try to keep them as accurate to, like, were they hay filled mattresses? Were they comfortable?
Heat adjustable. No, they were like horsehair or whatever. And no, I was laying down. I thought, well, it looked like I was some kind of angle instead of just. I don't know. We could pick this apart. We really could. But
no, it was great. That was actually it's amazing how words back then are still so true today. How we still, having faith in people, and that's what God expects, or whoever you believe in expects of us, is to have faith and to trust, and, to think of the good before the bad,
and how over boasting and being full of yourself can get you in a little bit of trouble, and how not to eat cornbread off the ground.
It was a biscuit. I think it was a biscuit.
No, cornbread. No, it was definitely cornbread.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It looked round like.
I like cornbread. I'm still not a big biscuit, but cornbread, I.
One of the scenes, I think, when you looked really like shy, I know when you pointed because she was behind The grandfather told her not to say anything, and then you pointed. You look just like you do now. I could see you doing that now. So I think some expressions never go away from when you're a child to a grown-up.
Okay.
So do you remember working with John McIntyre though? Because you're obviously.
Yes, I believe he did a couple of them. He was great. He was a good guy. And then of course I did the wagon train earlier with him, but like I said, it's just
Very
what I
different
did.
character though for both
Oh,
though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I didn't have that Irish accent and stuff.
Oh my goodness, too funny. All right, let's see. William Munsell says the guy in the green shirt riding in the wagon with Fess was the dad in my cousin Art Dub's Wilderness Family series.
Wait a
I guess
minute.
he's talking about Jericho, the guy who played Jericho.
Riding in the wagon with Fess?
Yeah, you remember the scene when the guy rides up to him and says that the Indians are in Boonesboro and Jericho and Fess are riding along. Apparently, the guy who played Jericho was in William Munsell's cousin Art Dub's Wilderness Family series.
It is funny because I talk about watching these and how sometimes it's like watching a family movie, an old home family movie, because it's so fun to see Hal, which was one of the guards and the guy that called him out because he was the not vocal coach because he didn't have you do your accent, but he was the guy on script making sure you were saying the lines right and always comparing me to Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple would know her lines. But so it's funny to see him out there acting. I'm like, now you're there. And then, of course, a lot of those people in Boonesboro, they would use over and over. So it's kind of fun to see that.
Do you remember that boy that you were fighting with? Because you really got in a tussle with him. I mean, you guys were really in it.
I loved it because I never got to hang with kids or wrestle or do anything like that. So when that came up, I got to wrestle with Ronnie Howard. And that was a lot of fun and stuff, although they told me to be a little more gentle on it. I love that. Well, look, and then as soon as I did go into school, that's what I did in high school. Is I wrestling and water polo.
Speaking of Ronnie Howard, so I guess in their book, they must mention that Kid's Eye on Washington bit.
Yeah.
Somebody found our video and watched it and said they found it because it was mentioned in the book. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I know.
If we hadn't posted, I don't think it would have been posted. So
I saw Clint just posted about the book. That should be a good book because, I love Rance. Rance is their dad. Clint, we're talking about Ron Howard and Clint Howard. And Rance, I got to do one of Rance's last movies, Home on the Range. But all through, he was just such a gentleman. He brought up two great kids in the business. And just taught him great values and stuff. So I want to read that book. That'll be a good one.
I think Stacy just got it from the library. Maybe she'll give us her review. I guess it's written with back and forth between them telling their stories back and forth about their dad. So
can you give me the Cliff Notes? No. I would never have done that, me and my good flex.
You're better than that, Darby, now that you're a grown-up. Stacy Schaefer asked, can you train a turkey? I don't know. Can you train a turkey, Darby?
They've been trying for years and I'm still wild. So
we have a bunch of wild ones that walk around in our neighborhood every morning, and there's a tree nearby that they fly up into every night. So I didn't even know if turkeys could fly, but they literally, and then they fly down in the morning, which is hilarious. Like our street is their runway.
What do you think Israel just put him up in the tree? He was in the tree in the show. And then when I did Boomerang, Dog of Many Talents, Dog of Many Wonders, Dog of Many Talents, Boomerang, for Disney, I heard it 499 turkeys. So I got turkeys.
Well, were they scrawny like that one? Because ours are like very nice and full and wild and have really pretty feathers. And
well, these were wild, and it was interesting because it was hard for them to get 499 wild turkeys because the ones they breed, that most of us have for Thanksgiving don't look like the wild ones. But these were wild, and they can be vicious animals. They sent one of the turkey wranglers into the hospital when we were working there.
Well, they fluff up. They get their nice big big feathers.
And huge claws. That's what
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah. Oh no, dinosaur claws. That's what, no, they had a wrangler. I don't know if I told this, sir. They had a wrangler on the ground because just like when I said, Ma, look what I got. I'm supposed to, pick up a turkey and show. And so they had one, and he was holding one so I could just grab it. So, because you have to stay in shot, you can't run around. And he was down, we were working at the Disney Ranch in summer. It was hot in the heck, so he didn't have a shirt on. And one jumped on him and scratched him and got a little blood. And they just went after him like they were piranha. They just all jumped on him and went, and the crew had to come in and get him out, and they took him off to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
I just remember and then, as soon as he got like, okay, Darby, get back in there with the turkeys. Let's go. Now, you reach down and you grab one. But he just went, yeah, okay.
That's good. Now I feel a whole lot less guilty about eating them for Thanksgiving.
Go have a goose. Be different.
No, my parents are taking care of that for us. Let's see what else.
The fun, just around here, because my wife's a vegetarian and she does it. And my two older boys once, when they were still young, I mean, Nick was probably 12, 13, something like that. And Dakota was younger. So, but she was, when they were coming over for their first Thanksgiving dinner, she's like, and I have toe turkey.
Tofurkey?
Yeah.
Tofurkey?
And they, both their faces just dropped. They're like, what are these? And she was kidding. She did cook them food, but I'll just never forget their faces when she told them that. Oh, that's our Thanksgiving dinner.
I hear it tastes pretty good. Probably didn't when they first came out with it, but they've made some great strides.
Yes. Yes.
Since being vegan so popular. So Tammy says, factoid, the actor who plays the head Indian Gabriel, Rodolfo Acosta, was also the guy who was on High Chaparral as the houseman. Not sure what you'd title him, Vaquero, for the entire series. Love how these same great actors got around to all the excellent Westerns. That's true. I've seen him in Bonanza. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but yeah, that is true. Brenda said what I said. Tell me he didn't just pick that up off the ground to take a bite. He did, Brenda. Look away. Look away.
After that.
Stacy says women back in the day had false hair pieces. Well, she's got false hair pieces, but.
But did you really take him out into Boonesboro, out in the fort in the middle of nowhere? I guess.
Well, she was a classy lady, wasn't she? Wasn't she from a classy family?
And you're right. The guys, when they went into court, they all had their white wigs and, hair pieces that they wore too. So, okay, thank you. I was just worried about Ma there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Kept you up at night, I'm sure. So William Munzel says, Robert Logan. He says Loden, but I think it's Logan, right? We should have him on a Thursday night. I think he's still around. Is that the guy who played Jericho?
I tried to get in touch with him. I know super fan Mike, and I don't know. I don't have a way of contacting him. If you have a way of contacting him, have him come on the Darlings and Dudes. Love to talk to him.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And then we could get him and Veronica. Might be fun.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get
Veronica's our returning guest.
The young couple back together. I bet she would come on. If Robert could come on, I bet she would.
She probably would. Nancy Johnson says, little dirt don't hurt. That's what I said. Brenda Mudrack says, it's a wonder we survived. Gee, Darby, I tell people that all the time when I think about what we used to do when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, on the playground, you fell down, you scraped your knee, you spit on it, to clean it off and get back in there. Keep walking. Nowadays, it's like, all right, we won't go there.
Pamela Riley Pavkovich wants to know what the name of your frog and turtle was that you pulled out of your bag in the beginning.
Oh, frog. My tortoise here was Septimus, and this one is Herbert. I have a turtle here, because I got him, a neighbor gave him, because we did have a tortoise for many, 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 many years, and unfortunately he passed away. And someone came, knocked on our door with a turtle in a plastic bag saying, this is supposed to be yours, we heard, because they just found it wandering. And I put him in, and it was the same day Herbert started for the Rams. He didn't even know he was going to start. He's a football player, Ginger. He quarterback, throws the ball. But he was a young kid that just got on the team, didn't think he was going to play, hadn't even practiced with the A players. And all of a sudden, the head quarterback got taken out of the game with an injury. And they threw him in, and he did great, and he's been doing great ever since. And so I named my turtle Herbert, and that's a long story.
So you don't know that little turtle that you pulled out of your bag?
No, they would hand them to me and go, here, walk it. And no, that was.
They didn't shove it in your bag?
Probably more than one, too.
Your bag of tricks. Like your grandfather had. Brendan Mudrack says, how weird is that you mentioned Rance Howard, and I just saw the episode of Ghost Whisperer yesterday that he was on. That's just eerie. Well, he was in a lot of stuff.
He sure was. He was a
so crazy
actor. That whole family is. Clint works all the time too, and we all know Ron. Yeah,
that is true. So William Munsell says only wild turkeys can fly, domestic ones don't. I wonder if that's
because they're bred to be so big and fat and heavy that there's no way they could fly.
Probably clip their wings too. Brenda Mudrack says, by the way, Ginger, according to Les on WKRP in Cincinnati, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. That was a very memorable episode if you're a WKRP in Cincinnati fan. That was a long time ago. That was like the 70s that show was on. My goodness.
Are you a big fan
of WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yes.
I was back in the day when my parents would let me watch it. I was young when it was.
It was a little racy. It was.
I like Gary Sandy. I like the one who played the guy who ran the station.
That was a good show. I liked it.
It was a good show. You must have liked Lonnie Anderson. Was she your favorite?
Didn't hurt.
I shall not confess nor deny. Okay, looks like that's all our questions. So let's see, anything else? Nope. So you've just snookered off after your grandpa. So
I think you take him his bag of tricks.
And you took him his bag of tricks. He's off to go see Gabriel to invite them, the first Americans, to Thanksgiving dinner.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Here we go. So the last two segments we're going to run together. Is it 24 minutes? Obviously, it's over when we roll the credits. So we will see everybody back here in 24 minutes for our, roundup.
For more peaches.
How is the peaches? Have you eaten any yet?
Yeah, I've had a few. They're actually quite tasty. I don't know what this is they're curing them in, but it's good.
It's moonshine. What's it say on the, did it come like that? You didn't put the peaches in there? It came like that?
Mm-hmm. Look at your face. Oh,
No, I've actually been to that place in Tennessee. I went there with my mom, as a matter of fact. She's got some white lightning. There you go, Mom. If you got that white lightning still left, put some peaches in there. I'll be ready for Thanksgiving.
That'll make the family gathering
much more interesting.
Memorable.
All right. So we'll go ahead and finish up 24 minutes. We'll see y'all back.
Morning, Mima.
Morning. That fire feels good this morning.
Yeah, especially since it's coming on wintertime.
Have you seen Israel?
Well, ain't he sleeping?
No, his bed's empty.
Well, your pa's gone, too, so you can be sure they're someplace together.
Oh, he's probably just looking after that old turkey of his.
And your pa's out there nursing that mule.
Will you go round him up, Mima, while I fix breakfast?
All right, Ma.
I better go along, too. He'll be wanting some feed for that long-eared critter.
Timothy, you're a foolish man. Betrayed by vanity and a boastful tongue. You kept your mouth shut, you'd have been sitting down to breakfast right now, instead of out here the likely target of a mess of aborigine. And you may be foolish. Your heart may be in the right place, but your feet are pointing in the wrong direction. Here's only a fool going to a hostile heathen's camp. In other words, Timothy, it's time to join the Arabs and fold your tent and silently steal away.
Grandpa! Grandpa!
All my sins are coming home to roost.
Grandpa! I'm sure I'm glad you stopped to take a rest, or I never caught up with you. You forgot these, your bag of tricks. You might need them in Gabriel's camp.
That's very thoughtful of you, lad, very thoughtful.
That's where you're going, isn't it, Grandpa?
Why, of course, lad, of course. That's where I'm going, like I promised. Timothy Bryan never gives his word in vain. But you better go on home now, lad. This is a mission for a grown man. And contrary to some opinion, that's what your grandpa really is. So, hail and farewell.
Grandpa! You're going the wrong way. Gabriel's camp is that way.
Well, how do you like that? How could I make a foolish mistake like that? You know something, lad?
What?
In this business, a man could get killed. Let's both go home. Something tells me we're too late now. That is, to go home.
What you gonna do, Grandpa?
And when in doubt, you put your best foot forward. Now, you stay right here, lad. And whatever you do, don't run. Where's Gabriel? Well, come on. Can't any of you talk?
Gabriel, not here.
Well, where is he?
I take you to him.
Grandpa! 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 Grandpa, do something!
Well, it's about time you were getting back. Everything's getting cold. Oh, come on, sit down, sit down. Where's Israel? Well,
We couldn't find him, Ma.
You couldn't find your paw neither.
they just can't disappear. They're probably visiting somebody. They certainly wouldn't go outside with this Indian trouble. He wouldn't, would he? I mean, my father's always talking, but he never goes through with things. And he certainly wouldn't take Israel along. He wouldn't, would he, Cincinnatus? Would he?
Doggone it, Becky, I just don't know what to believe. You can't be too sure of anything when it comes to that boy and that old man.
Gabriel, I've walked many a mile to find you. You know why? I came to invite you to a banquet, a feast in honor of this holiday of ours, it's Thanksgiving. We want you all to come and break bread with us.
In Boonesboro.
Aye, you'll all be more than welcome.
We go to Boonesboro.
Good.
But not to make feast, to make war. Our medicine man, Great Cloud here, says our medicine is good. Our magic is strong. Today we attack.
Magic, you say? You think his magic's strong? Mine is stronger. Watch. Out of nothing, I make fire. Put it out again. Look. Gray Cloud's magic is weak, mine's strong. Gray Cloud's magic is not good, mine is great. So listen to me. Let's have a feast, not a war.
I do not listen to magic. Magic is for children and old women, not for men. Take them away. Put them in a lodge. Did you hear? Take them away. Get your weapons. Tell the young men we go to Boonesboro.
Wait, Gabriel, wait. Let me speak with the gods.
You have already spoken to them.
Their magic is strong. Maybe it is time to wait. Maybe it's time to make friends.
Great Cloud and the Pale Face are like two old women. I say it is time to get rid of all the Pale Faces, now and forever.
There has been too much fighting. Up to now, Gabriel has won, but from now on, I'm not sure. Give me time to speak with the gods. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a warning. We have seen great magic here.
Go sit with the women, you old man. You heard the Pale Face speak of their Thanksgiving Day? When they are feasting in Boonesboro, we will attack. I, Gabriel, have spoken. All those who do not agree will walk away.
I walk away.
I guess Gable didn't think much of your magic, Grandpa.
A shameful way to treat a man who's played before the crowned heads of Europe.
Gabriel didn't really give you those clothes, did he, Grandpa?
Dad, it was a half-truth, lad. They were given to me by a man named Gabriel. Gabriel Schwartz. He owns a second-hand store in Philadelphia. It appears to me that right now would be a very good time for some marching music.
Marching music? What for?
Well, why not? It's as good as whistling in the dark, isn't it? Aye, whistling in the dark.
Oh, I'm just fine. How much further, Daniel?
Oh, about 10 miles to Boonesboro.
Fine Thanksgiving. Lost a wagon load of supplies. Gabriel's on the warpath. And we're running ourselves to death. What do we have to be thankful for?
We're still alive, aren't we? To me, that's a powerful lot to be thankful for. Now, come on. Start running.
How's that for a marching song?
A Jim Dandy.
I learned that from Frederick the Great of Prussia. The Emperor himself taught it to me. You scared, lad?
Play me an Irish tune, Grandpa. Let them Indians know we're Irish.
Now, why didn't I think of that? An Irish jig. That ought to scare the moccasins off anybody. Must be coming for us. Wait.
What? They're just kids and squaws, Grandpa.
Well, what do you know? The power of sweet music. I've got them under a spell.
No braves, Grandpa.
Never question America, lad. Grab on and follow, huh? I should have known it was all too good to be true.
Here, fire stick. Make it burn.
What?
Let flame go up in air.
Tricks, is that what you heathens want? With a man and a boy's life in the balance? Tricks?
Show us fire.
Go on, Grandpa. Do it. Show 'em.
Huh? What the customer wants, the customer gets. I don't quite know what this is all about, lad, but if tricks will keep us alive, it's tricks they'll get. And now, friends, I want you to observe what I have here. A coin, an ordinary coin. I want you to observe a few feats of prestidigitation.
You have great magic. I, Great Cloud, medicine man of the Choctaws, tell you this. You have great magic. If only you could use magic to bring peace.
Peace? What's going on here? Where is everybody? Where's Gabriel, the Braves?
They have gone to war.
To attack Boonesboro?
Blood will be spilled tonight. Songs for the dead will be sung tonight.
Ma's there, and Jemima, and Cincinnatus, and maybe even Pa.
No one has the magic to bring peace and stop war. That is my sorrow. The gods do not want war. They want peace. They cry for peace. Go. You are free. You and little Brave. Let there be some who do not die in this war.
No, wait, friend, wait. Maybe I have the magic to stop war.
Huh?
Who knows where a man's magic begins and ends? Maybe that's what all these years have been about. All my wandering and peddling and making up stories and doing tricks. Maybe now I really have the magic. And the chance to do something really worthwhile. Who knows?
Are you all right, Grandpa?
I'm fine, lad. I'm better and finer than I've ever been. Will you all follow me? I'll show you an old man's magic. Greater magic than he's ever shown before. No crowned heads of Europe ever saw this magic. Will you follow?
To peace.
Aye, to peace.
Go. We follow. Follow.
Grab a hold, lad. I'm about to cover myself with glory. Forward, friends. Forward to peace and maybe to the stopping of this war.
Hurry up. Run as fast as I can. My wings will be flying.
This way short.
Music. I must be sick, but I swear I hear music.
There's your music. Gabriel's still after us. Come on.
Get in. Man the wall. Come on, he's right behind us. Come on. Get up on the walls.
Dad! Oh, Dad!
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, Daniel.
What's going on here?
Well, we got company. I invited all these lovely Choctaws for a feast on this lovely Thanksgiving. Ah, peace, Daniel. It's wonderful.
Peace? Are you out of your mind? Gabriel's on the warpath.
That's him and his braves right now.
That's the magic of it. Don't you see? That's the magic of it. Do you think he'd attack and start a war with all his own people inside here, huh?
They are our people. And my children are with them.
And my woman.
Right, everybody's family's in there. It's a grand occasion.
Well, Gabriel attacked us while your people are our guests. Will you spill the blood of your own family?
You captured them.
No, Gabriel. What do you tell them, Tim? This is your doing.
Well, they've come as guests to a feast, Gabriel. A feast of peace and goodwill. The women and children don't want war, they want friendship. That's why they've come. How will Gabriel come?
It's a trick! What, trick or magic? What's the difference so long as it ends the war?
What do you say, Gabriel? Will you sit down to a Thanksgiving feast with us? Will you bury that war club? You don't want to attack your people and your friends.
I do not make war or kill the people I love. We'll feast at your table.
I drink to my friend, the son of the gods, great man.
Sure he is.
With very great magic.
It's only a gift, brother. It's only a gift.
Well, it's a gift worth having on this Thanksgiving Day. Here we are enjoying ourselves instead of fighting.
Had it all planned this way, didn't you, Tim?
Well, I can't say as I can take all the credit for it. I figure somebody else might have done a little planning, too.
Nam? Well, that means gobbler in Indian. You stay next to me, and you'll live to see lots of Thanksgivings.
Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man. He was brave, he was fearless, and as tough as a mighty oak tree. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man. What a boon, what a doer, what a dream come a truer was he.
Simpler times.
I want to take a poll with the darlings. Which version of the theme song was their favorite? I think that one was my favorite.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite too.
Of all I think there were 3 different versions, and that one is.
We'll have to research that and do a contest. See.
Is that me giving feedback here now?
I don't know. You got more than one microphone on. I don't hear any feedback.
There we go. That's better.
Is that better?
Yes. Well, that was certainly an interesting show, and how fun to see Jericho trip and fall for once instead of me and go rolling down the hill. Boy, for a bunch of frontiersmen, those rocks sure pop up.
That little girl looking at you at the end when you're feeding the turkey, like, are you nuts? Like,
remember that? I vaguely remember that scene. She was an adorable little girl. I got the turkey. I'm not fattening them up. That was fun. And what about when the Indian picked me up to carry me away, and I'm sitting there paddling his butt? Oh, hell.
Well, what about when he grabbed you and he tossed you into the teepee? He really shoved you in there.
We want the kid eats food off the ground. Do what you want with him. Go.
Well, I think John McIntyre's song that he played on his flute, which is like a tin whistle song, is usually what the cavalry plays. That's from some movie. I remember hearing it because I know that one. Of course, there's a lot of Irishmen that were in the cavalry back in this day, I guess. So.
Only the Irish can win a tie. Yes,
Okay, my favorite is when Daniel falls off the wagon, jumps up, and he's still got his hat on his head. That was some talent there. That was
those coonskins stay pretty snug. That's the good thing about them.
Oh dear. Well, I guess that the guy who played the medicine man, he is in a different, he's in another episode too. I don't remember which
What
one.
part of New York is he from? I'm just curious.
Well, I like the magic fire stick. That was funny. Ta-da, 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 ta-da.
Like you said, simpler times.
I know. And I guess Ted White got a mention as the rider. I don't know which one that is, but what are you gonna do?
Well, that was fun. That was a good little.
So did you give me your three things you're thankful for?
Oh, what I'm gonna say tonight? Oh,
You were supposed to do one at the beginning, one in the middle, and the one at the end, but I forgot to ask.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I am thankful for these memories that I got to. I remember walking into the Indian village. I'm like, oh, you know, this is a cool set. You know, it's to hang out, and I mean, I could just do a lot more than three right now, but that's one of them. But I have so much to be thankful for. I got grandkids now. I got to show you a picture. I keep saying I'll post a picture. What did I say I was going to? Oh, yes, the museum. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, you better write this down because you won't remember. And I don't remember to ask you again. So until I watch this again, then I
All right. Well, listen, we're obviously,
wait, let's see if there's any more questions.
we're obviously not doing next Thursday because that's Thanksgiving. And I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. So I guess we'll have to find something for the Thursday after that.
Yeah, I think we're kind of winding down, but we shall see. As life gets back to normal and people start heading out, they don't have time to spend with us anymore.
You might be right. I just want to say.
Let's see. Nancy Johnson said, Medicine Man sure dropped his stick fast. Yes, he did. Christine Flynn said, wishing Darby, Ginger, and all the darlings and dudes a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Christine. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Tammy says, I'm really thankful for all the darlings and dudes and the fun we've shared during these watch parties, always spreading positive vibes and good cheer. It's like an oasis in the middle of the chaos. Thanks, Ginger and Darby. Well, Tammy, thanks for participating. Stacy said the middle years. So yes, this one. I'm not sure. I missed something.
The song.
Theme. Oh, gotcha. Theme song. Got it. William Munsell says they don't make shows like that anymore. I don't think they're allowed to make shows like that anymore. Brendan Mudrack says she likes the versions that Fess and Ed sang. Did they actually sing a version of the Open? Or on their own? Maybe on their albums, did they do?
Oh, yes, on their albums, they might have. We haven't done the version of all three. Me.
Yeah, you still haven't posted that video. Don't you have that somewhere? From when Fess is
trying to sing. I'll write it down here, but yes, I think I do.
You need to post that or share that.
All right.
William Munsell likes all version of the theme song is good. He also says that Medicine Man is a well-known actor.
Yes.
Sure he is. Most of them are.
I don't think he's a well-known Indian, but I think he's a well-known actor.
William also says, have a great Thanksgiving, Ginger and Darby. Thank you, William. Karen A. Silverstein says, thankful for your time to brighten our day. Have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you, Karen. Brenda Mudrack says, praises. 1, God wakes me up every day. 2, I have food to eat. 3, I have a job to supplement my income. 4, my bills are paid. 5, I have been lucky enough to meet a lot of my childhood idols and be friends with them.
Fabulous.
You included, Darby.
Oh, that's a great list. Yeah, now just do another.
Keep going every day, new ones.
You get to be specific on the food that you get that food in your refrigerators. Just don't listen to the news before you go to, even if you don't do the 5 or 3 thankful things, just as long as the last thing you hear before you put your head down and you subconsciously download the day, don't let it be all a bunch of negative stuff.
Well, they say you should, like, 2 hours before you go to bed, shut off all your electronics, like no TV, no phone, no iPad, no
That's
anything,
gonna
because it
happen.
messes with your brain waves.
Oh, yeah. Well, we
Man.
know, we know it messes with brain waves.
Yeah, man, it messes with your brain waves.
Wow.
Pamela Riley Pavkovich says, thank you, Ginger and Darby, for another wonderful watch party. Love this episode. Have a blessed evening. This was a good episode.
It was. It was.
And you were in it a bunch. You were so
That's what made it
cute.
so good. I mean, you know.
Oh, because you were in it a bunch.
Yeah.
Snuckering around after your grandpa. Grandpa. How many times did you, it should have been a drinking game, as many times as you said grandpa as much as you usually say Paul.
I know. I know. So, yeah, so this is third year, you said? Yeah.
Oh, when this episode ran?
Yeah.
Second year, because Veronica's still in it.
All right. All right. So I was 7. Okay.
Yeah, so season 2, episode 10 is what this one was. So no Hannibal, he was already gone.
And thanks for those little tidbits. I didn't, know how that was all interwoven with everything. I mean, the director, George Marshall, I knew, but everybody else.
Yeah, they made the rounds. I did want to give a shout out to Carla Craybaum, who I don't know if she's on here or not. She was, and then she jumped off, but she is having, I think, brain surgery on December 1st. So if we don't see everybody and you're a praying kind of person, certainly keep her in your thoughts and prayers, send good vibes and all that. I know she had some concerns, and some of you have met her and certainly have seen her posting. So certainly keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And as Darby and I said, try and be thankful. Look at everything with a thankful heart and thankful mind and thankful eyes and ears. So we'll keep you posted as far. Oh, I didn't even mention, I guess last time I saw everybody, we were getting ready to do the Michael Landon weekend.
And how did that, I meant to ask you, how did your Michael
We
Landon?
raised $1,000 for Stand Up to Cancer. So that was very cool. And we got to watch, I was a teenage werewolf on Halloween, which is funny. We watched that and then watched the follow-up. I was a middle-aged werewolf that he did on Highway to Heaven, where he dressed up as a werewolf again, which was funny. So I know a lot of you have heard that I guess the woman who played Ma Ingalls has put a book out. So I guess she says some not so great things about him, but I encourage everybody to, as Darby knows, he is who he is. He's a person and he's an actor, but what he does as an actor isn't necessarily who he is as a person. He's better, of course.
You don't have to be a good person to be a great artist, unfortunately.
So don't confuse.
No, it was unfortunately, it's just the way it is,
Yeah.
But it's really nice when they all come together and they're great people and great artists.
Like you.
Oh, on that, Ginger, I have so much thankful for you, Ginger. I mean, just
we are thankful for you.
We are, and we will try to have more fun, and we'll see.
We're still got a couple things out there. We'll see what happens. But anyways,
I still want to do the Graydon Clark one. I know some
Yeah.
the Boone, but I want to do that. That'll be fun.
that would be a fun one. That one would be interesting to do. He would be interesting to talk to.
Yes.
But Darby, if I don't see you, and I probably guess I won't, have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your time and your stories and your
See
life
that?
with us.
It has been a pleasure, and say hi to your hubby and thank him for sharing you, because I know this does take a chunk out of your time and stuff. So
It is my pleasure. It's a dream come true.
there you go. There you go. All right, everybody. Happy.
Yes, everybody be kind to each other. Have a wonderful night, and we'll be seeing you around Boonesboro, as they say.
Be safe out there. Don't eat anything off the ground. Bad. Don't do that.
And gobble, gobble. Since his turkey didn't gobble. Anyway,
Good night.
Good night, everybody.